Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the transcendental form of the Lord as it is satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable. Purport: that the Lord is not formless is experienced by Narad Muni, but his form is completely different from all forms of our material experience. For the whole duration of our life, we go on seeing different forms in the material world, but none of them is just apt to satisfy the mind, nor can any one of them vanish all perturbance of the mind. These are the special features of the transcendental form of the Lord, and one who has once seen that form is not satisfied with anything else. No form in the material world can any longer satisfy the seer. That the Lord is formless or impersonal means that he has nothing like a material form and is not like any material personality. As spiritual beings having eternal relations with that transcendental form of the Lord, we are life after life searching after that form of the Lord, and we are not satisfied by any other form of material appeasement. Narad Muni got a glimpse of this, but having not seen it again, he became perturbed and stood up all of a sudden to search it out. What we desire life after life was obtained by Narad Muni, and losing sight of him again was certainly a great shock for him. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tharine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Rupam Bhagavato Yattan Manakantam Shuchapaham Apashyan Sahaso Tashte Taste Vaiklavya Durmana Iva. Translation again: the transcendental form of the Lord as it is satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable. In Sri Ishopanishad, which is supposed to be the topmost, which is the topmost Upanishad out of the 108 main Upanishads, the invocation opening verse, Om Purnamada Purnam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. So that verse says that the complete whole, the Supreme, is Purna, he's complete, he has everything, he is not lacking anything. We, the souls, we are part of it. That is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Mama evangsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. In chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, text 17, chapter 15, text 7, Krishna says that the living entities in this material world, actually they are part of me. We are part of Krishna. In the beginning was only Krishna. He says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Aham evasam eva agre, agra. In the beginning, I was only, he says. But Vedanta says, Supreme Lord, he expanded into so many for his enjoyment. Eka bahusyam. He was one, bahusyam. He became many. Of course, these many, like for example, he had different avatars, and he had then the jivas, they're not on the level, all on the level of him. Avatars are known as Viswangsha, part of him. And avatar, expansion of an expansion of Krishna is known as Kalangsha. But we are known as Vibhinangsha. Other expansions are separate and they are not on the level of God. That is us. There is Swangsha, Kalangsha, Vibhinangsha. We are Vibhinangsha. Vibhin. We are different. We are not Supreme Lord on that level. But He expanded for His enjoyment. The explanation goes that if someone is sitting in a room and if he's thinking, I'm bored, I want to have some fun, so he'll go with his friends. Everyone has friends. At work we have friends, in the college, at work, everywhere. Among family members we have close family members. The jiva is not on his own. There's a saying in English, no man is island. No one can live on their own. We have to interact. Even for devotees, we interact. We with other devotees. Matchita, matgata prana, bodhayanta parasparam, katantaschama nityam, tushanticha, ramanticha. Krishna says that the thoughts of my devotees dwell in me, and their lives are fully dedicated to my service, and they derive great benefit, like a great joy. Tushanticha, ramanticha. Great satisfaction and joy from enlightening one another about me. Bodhayanta cha parasparam. When they enlighten others about me, Krishna says, they become very happy. So even devotees, we like to tell people about Krishna or hear. So in this way, everyone likes to be in a sangha, not on their own. Sometimes when someone is deeply absorbed in Krishna, he can be alone, but then he's not alone, he's with God. Deep realization of God, and he closes eyes and he's associating with Krishna. Then he'll avoid people, actually, worldly people. So we are part of God. So God also, Krishna, He expanded for His enjoyment, for Leela. He'll do, then they're enacting pastimes in the spiritual world, in Goloka. All the jivas with Krishna are together enacting pastimes. So in this way, when they're together, Krishna enjoys, and the jiva enjoys a lot. So Krishna says in Gita that the living entities, they're part of me. We're eternally part of Krishna. But separated part. Now we are not on the level of God. So now it's also mentioned in the Ishopanishad. Om Purnamada Purnam. He's supreme. The supreme is perfectly complete and full in all qualities. But we souls who disconnect from that supreme, we experience all kind of incompleteness. We are complete only as much as we are connected to the Supreme Lord, because Supreme Lord is Purna. We are small particles, but we are, you can say, some microcosm of the Supreme. And we have same qualities but in a small quantity, therefore we are not the same level. But because we are a small quantity, we are easily covered by Maya. We can come into illusion and our completeness cannot be manifested. But when this soul is connected to the Supreme, dovetailed, his consciousness is always on the Lord, his service is to the Lord, thoughts and actions are dedicated to the Lord, his life dedicated to the Lord, then being in connection with God, this is called Krishna consciousness. He's conscious. He is always conscious of God, therefore always connected, dovetailed, linked. In this position, the jiva is complete because inside the super soul expansion of the Lord in everyone is giving perfect directions to him, how to live, what to do. He's giving perfect direction, perfect guidance, and because he's a devotee, Krishna's other devotees, the demigods, they are providing whatever he needs because they are also devotees of God and they are working under Krishna's direction. So if the jiva is readily serving the Lord and subservient to his instructions in the Vedas and the Guru, then everything works out perfectly. For that person or that country or that family, everything is perfect because the demigods will cooperate. Devatas will cooperate. So in this way, the jiva is complete, he's happy, he's perfect. But if he's not linked to the Supreme, he will experience all kinds of imperfections. imperfections, shortcomings, lack of things in every way. Mentally he will lack. We are meant to be eternal, we are meant to be happy, we are meant to be in full knowledge, but we will not be. We will not have this. Everything comes from God, from Krishna. In that perfect state, we are linked, then we are perfect. We have all this. Otherwise we will not have this. And then being in this state is called material life. Material life, what is matter and what is spirit? Spirit is that energy of God which is superior, Param, and it's conscious, and Aparam, the inferior material energy, is dull, jada. So this material energy is lacking, it's not permanent, it's not effulgent, etc. So when we are not connected to God, we come into material life. We come under inferior energy, which is lacking in everything. We have to search happiness, knowledge, and eternality is also not good. So being in that state, the jiva is very disturbed, because he's meant to be in this state, but he's in another state. It's a very full of anxiety and depression. The more one comes closer to Krishna, the more they are happy and in that peaceful state. But the further we go, then we enter into very dark kind of life where all these things are lacking, and so we have to make up for it with our so-called material advancement and material necessities, material civilization is all trying to fill this void that we are missing because of the imperfection. It's trying to fill it. And if you just go back few years ago, the Bhagavad Gita itself was heard by Sanjay, seen through the heart. And even previously there were no watches and clocks, but all Vedic culture has so many rituals, sanskars, festivals which are dependent on time, accurate time. Surya Siddhanta has the perfect time calculations. How did we tell the time? People could tell the time through divine inspiration. They could tell the time. They had, sometimes they say the Bhagavatam was spoken to so many rishis who came from all over the world. But now there was no Ahuja sound system. How will they hear it? How did everyone hear the Bhagavatam for one person? So we can understand people were at a different level. They had different power. They were different because they were at a higher level of consciousness. Higher level means they were more linked to God, godly, pious. But the further we went away, then we became very fallen, very poor-hearted. Very poor-hearted means bereft of all good qualities and religiosity and all those things. So now people are at this level. So now to make up, all these technologies have come. In future we have certain things which others won't have. They'll have to make technology. For example, now we'll walk from here to another place. They'll not even be able to do that. Actually now also they have mini small kind of vehicular devices which police, they do patrolling in big areas in America. They use Segway, no Segway. Yeah. So then they can't walk like before. They'll walk beat, they call it do the beat. Patrol, they cannot, it's too tiring. Okay, get on that little contraption like a skateboard with a motor, then go on that. So in future they'll have less. So the point is that when the jiva is more connected to God, they are perfect. But now jiva is disconnected, so they are experiencing all kind of imperfections and incompleteness. Supreme is Purna. We are connected, we are Purna. Now we are not Purna, imperfect. And now the jiva is hankering, Kangshati. We are hankering, actually we don't even know what we are hankering for. We are disturbed. We spend lifetimes thinking, this is what I want, this is not what I want. I want this, no, I want that, I want this. But none of these people are happy. They're not happy. This hankering, one has to stop and ask, why am I hankering? Why am I desiring? What am I missing in life? Why is something missing that I have to search? So now Bhagavatam is saying, you see Narad Muni, he experienced God. It's mentioned in previous verses. When experiencing God, he saw the Supreme Lord within his heart. But then the Supreme Lord left from his heart. There's a reason for that. Later it will explain that he wanted him to endeavor more and become more pure to come to him. When he saw the Lord, he felt such happiness and peace and perfection. This anyone can experience when they come to the Lord. I heard from many people, I also experienced, that we have the Tirupati temple. People make great austerity to come to take darshan. And it's hard, it's sometimes 1.5 days, hours and hours, or 2 days. When they come in front of the deity, within seconds, they just forget all that. They told me like this, you'll forget everything when you see them. All the pain, tiredness, fatigue, everything will go. Practically we saw that. When you come for darshan, then we become alive and happy and excited. Then we don't want to leave, we'll stay in the temple. But then we want to go again for darshan, not allowed. Okay, then just stay in the temple. You know, that somehow we have to be close to the deity. Until time comes to leave, we have to leave. But this idea is there, that when we come in presence of the Lord, what we are searching, what we are looking for becomes fulfilled, becomes happy again. Become happy. It depends how much we surrender to the Lord and His instructions, that much we'll feel perfect and complete. So Narad Muni, it says here that the transcendental form as it is satisfies the mind's desires. At once erases all mental incongruities. Incongruities here is Shucha Apaham. Apaham, all disparity here, now Prabhupada puts this word, incongruities. Word to word he put disparity. Parity means in line, on par. Disparity means something is not adding up. We are not in harmony with this creation, we are not in harmony within our life, something is disturbing, but we don't know what it is, because Maya cover, we don't know. We do not know. Actually, what is it? Nate vidu swargati vishnu. Swargati, the topmost goal of the jiva is Vishnu. We are searching after God because we belong with God. We belong with God and we are supposed to be with Him, but we are not with Him, so we are not perfect. So now we are trying, the presence has gone, so we are trying to fill that void. It can only be filled when God comes again in our life. When Krishna comes in our life, then the purpose, we realize the purpose of our existence is to satisfy Him. We expanded for Krishna, for His enjoyment. This is the purpose of our existence. And if we engage in the purpose, we'll be so happy. And according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, we'll be more happy than God. God is very happy. You'll never see God in depression or thinking like this. Oh, He's always happy. Always in place, always with some cow or some peacock, gopi, he's always in bliss. But what we understand from Chaitanya Charitamrita is that the devotee becomes more happy than God. And that's why the Supreme Lord decided, let me take the form of a devotee so I can experience why is it my devotee derives great happiness for me, more than me. So he took that position. He does that sometimes. So that happiness we experience is so great. But when it goes, we are in that disturbed state. And it's mentioned here, I suddenly got up being perturbed, disturbed. Why? As is usual when one loses something which is very desirable. If I have something which is very good and it goes, oh, I lost it. We feel very bad. So when the presence of the Lord came to Narad Muni, he felt so happy. When it left, he felt very disturbed. He got up. We are in that disturbed state now. We are in that disturbed state. So to get that happiness, we do so many things. We are trying to do so many things to be happy. But it's not working. We are doing the wrong things. We are searching in the wrong way. We are looking in the wrong place. Where are we? In the material world. I'm in the material world looking for happiness. How ridiculous. I'm underwater, I want to be dry. Why am I getting wet? I'm underwater. Of course you'll be wet. I'm in material world. Why am I suffering? You're in material world. We don't belong here. We are doing material activities. Definitely we will be disturbed. So through Shastra we have to understand that here the only way we'll be happy is again coming to the place where we are meant to be. When we say Vrindavan, Vrindavan is where Krishna is. But actually Vrindavan is where everyone is serving with Krishna in the center. It could be Vrindavan, Golo, it could not be here. It could be anywhere, it could be someone's house. Everything is dedicated to Krishna. And there's a quote by Radharani that Anya Hirdayaman Morman Vrindavan. Some people's mind and their heart is different. Heart desires something, mind is thinking something different. But my mind and heart are one that is always on Krishna. Morman Vrindavan. And she's saying that my heart is always Vrindavan because I'm always thinking of Krishna. So Vrindavan, it's a dham. Vrindavan is also a state of mind where one is completely dedicated to Krishna. I mentioned this many times that in one of the lectures of Srila Prabhupada in America, he is in America giving lecture on text on chapter 1 or 2, and he was speaking so amazingly that one American woman in the crowd said, "Are you from this planet?" And then everyone laughed. The way you're acting, it's not like you're from this planet. Everyone laughed. And Prabhupada said, "No." And everyone kept quiet. "Oh, what is he saying? He's not from this planet. What does he mean?" Now he'll talk something deep. Then Prabhupada said, "You see, I'm in America now, but I'm not eating American food. I'm not wearing American clothes. I'm not doing American things. I'm not in America." You can say, even though I'm in America. So similarly, we can be in the material world, but we're not doing material things. In other words, whatever material things we're doing, we're thinking of God, and whatever result we get, we give that to God. We are not eating material food. Only we eating what Krishna ate, that is spiritual. We are not associated with material people like this. In other words, we are not in the material world. We are in spiritual. So Vrindavan is a state of mind where one is always Krishna, that consciousness. Now, if you do that, this material energy will not act on you. The suffering, the darkness, anxiety, nothing will act, because that is all products of gun, Rajagun, Tamagun. But the gun cannot touch if we are always connected to God. Cannot. So one has to be connected in this way. The jivas now are not, so they're disturbed, very disturbed. Here we're talking about seeing the Supreme Lord in a form, the form of the Lord. Now we have different experiences of God. You can perceive God even without seeing the form. You can perceive. When we read Bhagavad Gita, we perceive God. We can see in Shastra. When we are in a kirtan, we can perceive God. When we are in association of devotees, relation prasad, when association of many devotees together, we can perceive God, Krishna. We can perceive God even without His form. So some people come to realization of God but have not seen the form of God. That's also realization. And there you get some level of happiness and peace and knowledge. But it's not complete, because that's not the complete form or manifestation of God. When one perceives God higher, in a higher form inside their heart, because actually God is inside of us, this body. He's running, supporting the body, giving us intelligence, reciprocating. That's a deeper experience of God. So one can be, in that form they'll be more happy. But as it's mentioned here, that the Lord is not formless, and thus experienced by Narad Muni. He saw the Supreme Personality of God in His complete form. The whole duration of our life, we go on seeing different forms but they don't satisfy. But the form of God satisfies us. It's completely. When we realize and see the complete form of God, from which the impersonal and all this localized form is just coming, then the happiness is complete. Realization is complete. Our life is complete, perfect. So that highest form is what we aspire to come. What is the proof? You see the Mayavadis. There are people called Mayavadis. They say that the Supreme Lord came in this world, but that form he had was material like mine. His name is material, nothing spiritual. But rather spiritual is that all-pervading thing, light, Brahman. So how is this disproved? By the Bhagavatas. The Bhagavatas are devotees. The Bhagavatas are those who are in relation to Bhagavan, and Bhagavatas are those who study Bhagavatam. How do they disprove this? They say, they give examples of Shukadeva Goswami and the four Kumaras. They were self-realized. They realized, I'm a soul. I'm not part of this material world. And there's a supreme. But they were Brahman realized. They didn't realize the form of God. They realized energy. So they were realizing that there's energy. And so they were not in Maya. You can say they were not. They were relishing happiness. But when these personalities came in touch with Bhagavatam, they got attracted. They were self-realized. They were not attracted to material forms. They were not attracted to a mundane form of a woman or to anything in this material world. The fact that they got attracted to Bhagavatam means it's not material. You understand the logic? If it is material, it will not attract them. But they got attracted. The form of God, His narration, they came and they became Bhagavatas. They became devotees after hearing it. This proves Bhagavatam is not material. It is a spiritual narration which can satisfy the heart. In one verse, Sutta Goswami is saying that Vyas compiled Srimad Bhagavatam because people don't understand that they'll only be satisfied by bhakti. They are disturbed now. Why are we disturbed? Because we are not connected to God, and we have so many other things which are agitating us. We have envy, lust, sex desire, greed. I have to go after money, after food. I have to go after sex. Why? Because we are infected with the Maya, gun, and this gun is pulling us. And this gun can only come out when we are spiritual. So, because the mass of people do not understand that these things that we want to serve can only be removed by bhakti, Sutta Goswami says, Vyas compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Anartha upashamam sakshat bhakti yogam adhokshaji. Bhakti to Vishnu, adhokshaj, destroys all the anarthas. Lokasya ajanata, but people don't know that. Vidvams chakre satat samhita. That's why Vyas compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. People should understand that in this planet, in this material world, everyone is, that nice word in Hindi, bhatakra. I don't know in English. English what you'll say. Roaming around, just looking for happiness, looking for completeness in different species, different country, different activity, different jobs, looking for that satisfaction. But Bhagavatam says, no, you'll find it here. You'll find it when you serve the Supreme Lord. When you go back to connect to the Supreme Lord in service, then you'll find it. That's how you'll get the happiness. This is the purpose Bhagavatam is compiled. So, we roam around in this world looking at different things to satisfy us. We may get some temporary satisfaction by seeing some things, but they'll never fully satisfy. Here Prabhupada is saying, for the whole duration of our life, we go on seeing different forms in the material world, but none of them is just apt to satisfy the mind. Nor can any one of them vanish all perturbance of the mind. None of them will satisfy us. These are special features of the transcendental form of the Lord. One who has once seen that form is not satisfied with anything else, no form in the material world can any longer satisfy the seer. You might have heard this historical incident happened in Srirangam, where Ramanujacharya saw someone who was so infatuated with a woman, which is his wife, that people were throwing sand at him. You know that, what happened to you? You are not. This is not proper behavior. He'll walk, and while walking, he'll be looking in eyes, walking backwards, and she's walking. He is so much enamored. Then Ramanuja came to him. If I show you eyes better than this and a form, will you turn away from this form? He said, not possible. Come with me. So he took him for Ranganath darshan. When he came, darshan was closing. Just they came at the last moment. Everything was closed, but they just saw the face and the eyes. When he saw that form, and Ranganath also reciprocated. We are seeing Ranganath, but we are not getting full reciprocation. We are not able to. He's not reciprocating, showing his full form. He's externally taken the form of a stone. We are not seeing that, But he reciprocated and showed his form, and this person became such a great devotee and lost all taste for material attractions. Although, as far as I know, he was still maintaining his position in society and in marriage, but he was not as before. He was attracted to God. So this attraction is so powerful that even Srila Prabhupada says about the deity, that if one dresses the deity beautifully, or supposing one is a pujari, he'll dress the deity. Other is not dressing but seeing and appreciating the beauty of the deity every day, then he will lose taste for other external material forms because of that attraction. It's very powerful, as it says here. One who has once seen that form is not satisfied with anything else. No form in the material world can any longer satisfy the seer. So, as spiritual beings, it says here, as spiritual beings having eternal relation with that transcendental form of the Lord, we are life after life searching after that form of the Lord, and we are not satisfied by any other form of appeasement. Actually, after many births, we start to figure out something is wrong. Krishna says in Gita, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapati. After many births, we become Jnanavan. Jnanavan means we get knowledge. What is the knowledge? Knowledge that something is missing in this world. I am not getting it. I am not able to be happy. So now we want to look beyond the world. Then we maybe come to religion or start to seek deeper answers. So Jnanavan, why? Because we are tasting, and then after some the taste is missing. It's not the same. This is not satisfying. But every time we think, no, it will satisfy. This is the problem. But one becomes Jnanavan, he realizes, no, it's not. It's not going to make me happy. So Narad Muni got a glimpse of this. He got the taste. But having not seen it again, he became perturbed to search it out. Same thing happened with Parikshit Maharaj. Why is Parikshit Maharaj called Parikshit Maharaj? Who can remember? Yes?
Because he was tested before his birth, when he was in the womb. When the Brahmastra...
No, tested, no. What Prabhupada writes is that because he saw the form of the Lord when he was in the womb, and he was astounded, what is this form? So beautiful, so attractive. So when he was born, he constantly was looking for this personality whole life. Pariksha. He was examining everyone. Is he the one? Is he the one? Is he? Is this what I saw? Is that what I saw? Where is it? Where was that person I saw? This is what it is. Not that he was tested, but he tested people to see whether they were that person. Yeah. We look it up. You're not convinced. We look it up. I'll show. So comes from pariksha. It became parikshit. He's always checking where is this personality, where is it?
People say the same name sometimes has different derivations.
Yeah, but this is written in the purport. One of the purports.
Even
Yeah.
for in Vishnu Sahasranam, same name.
One name can mean many things, but here Prabhupada is saying this in the purport, that in one of the purports, in that section, that he's searching out that personality who he saw. So it may take many lives, and after life what we'll understand that Supreme Lord is the only thing that can satisfy me. But as Prabhupada advises, don't take many lives. You realize in one life. How? Read Bhagavatam. Read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. You'll realize within one life, within 1 second, if you're lucky, it's possible to get in 1 second Krishna consciousness. Who is the personality who got it? In Bhagavatam it's written. Became Krishna conscious in one second or 1 minute. Katvang Maharaj. So he became immediately Krishna conscious. So, and what does it mean? It means you have to be convinced. To be convinced, two things are there. One is intellectual conviction. Second is higher taste, experience. You have to have gotten the taste, and you have to be convinced through Shastra. By this we will overcome the attractions of this world. So therefore we have so many books Prabhupada has provided. They are non-different from God. This Srimad Bhagavatam, each word Prabhupada says can deliver you. Each word. If someone reads one word of Bhagavatam, his devotion service starts. So by this we can understand that our best interest, Swargati, is Vishnu. We have to come to Vishnu, reconnect to Vishnu. All forms of imperfection, depression, stress, or whatever it is, will disappear. Natta parataropai, there is no other way. Hare Krishna. Any question? Yes?
At the starting you mentioned that Marusha Goswami and four Kumaras, often this example is given for by Bhagavatas, that those who came to Bhakti from Mukti. So now someone may say that they were Jivan Muktas, so they were not yet, merged into Brahman, let's say, by the Mayavadis. They may say that that's why they fell down into Bhakti, which is according to them lower, a stage before we come to the Mukti stage. How would we refute that? They see this Bhakti also as a material thing, and they say that from the stage of Jivan Mukta they fell into.
Okay. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashant. They are saying Bhakti is at a lower form, and higher form is Brahman, when you don't see distinction, everything comes, you just see that energy. So, if we analyze the process of jnana, by which one comes to Bhakti, the process of yoga, by which one comes to that when they see the soul within themselves, super soul, jnana, yoga, or karma, through karma one can come to a level of perfection by doing the duty for Krishna. But, I mixed up. There's bhakti, correct. So now, the Mayavadis and the impersonalists, actually, in impersonalism, our desire, we have a desire. The desire is to come out of material consciousness. That's the desire. Because they are saying, I am not matter, I am spirit, I am Brahmasmi, Neti, I am not this, I am not spirit, I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not intelligence, I am not earth, I am not water, I am not fire. There is a system by which they, through some system, separate themselves from material energy, which works, it's good. Okay, fine. So then they come to that level. So why are they practicing? They're practicing to come free from the Maya, illusory energy, free from matter. This is the impersonalist desire. And yogis have a desire to get siddhis. So they'll never be peaceful because they're hankering for something. But devotees don't hanker for anything. Devotees just serve how they're told to serve. Neither do they want a liberation. Therefore, if we say bhakti is a law of form, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because when one comes to bhakti, they lose all desire. They simply serve the Lord. And you say, no, they have desire to become pure. And they have desire to serve the Lord. That's not their desire. The Supreme Lord told them, do it, they're doing it. Actually, they don't have desire of it. Therefore, you cannot say it's at a lower level. It's at a higher level. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataiva Shant. Because he has no desire, he's peaceful. So only a devotee can be peaceful, not a yogi, not a jnani, not an impersonalist. They'll be desiring things. Therefore, if you say Sutta Goswami, Shukadev Goswami and four Kumaras, they were in a pure state and they came lower. No, because they came to a state when they're desireless. They're not anymore desiring, let me be free from matter, let me be. They're just thinking, let me serve the Lord, let me chant the glories of the Lord. That's a devotees.
Even though liberation is offered, they don't have liberation.
Okay, and now there's a verse in Lord Kapila's teachings here, where in 3rd canto, chapter 29, text 13, Salokya sarshti samipya sarupyai katyam apyuta dhyamanam ta gurnanti vinamati sevanam jana. Translation: a pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, salokya, sarshti, samipya, sarupya, or ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the purport, it's mentioned how Mahaprabhu teaches us to execute pure devotional service, pure, Shuddha Bhakti. And by that, they come to the point, they don't want liberation. We don't want liberation. We want to serve the Lord. Even in hell, even in this material world, we'll remain to serve. Narayana para sarve, na kutashtana bibhiti, swarga apavarga narakeshu api tulyartha drishyate. The devotee sees heaven, hell, or this world as the same, because they are not affected by the environment, because they are all as merged in serving the Supreme Lord. So they don't care where we are. I want to be here. I don't want to be in this material world. I don't want to be in heaven. Anywhere, because I'm serving the Lord. Therefore, no desire. Only way to be desireless is to be a devotee. Therefore, it's at a higher level, not lower. Hare Krishna. Is that okay? I don't know. Is it okay? Accept.
There's still scope for Mayavadis to go on.
In what way?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, can still say that this understanding of desire to serve is completely spiritual, and it is not a material desire, is our interpretation. And although they don't have all these other material desires to have mukti or sarga or anything, but they may say that actually still this desire for bhakti, desire to serve Krishna, this is material, and we are interpreting like desireless means without material desire, or qualityless means without material qualities. There's still scope for Mayavadis to point out that this is actually material
desire.
But I mean, even they may say that mukti is actually desire for mukti is not material desire. That is purifying. That desire is purifying. And then this can go on.
Okay, we have practical examples. Examples are given of, for example, is it Vishwamitra, who was meditating, but he got attracted by a form of a woman. Haridas Thakur was not attracted. The thing is that he was fully satisfied, fully peaceful. If Brahman realization is perfect, they should not have been attracted by bhakti, but they were attracted. But a devotee who's fixed in bhakti will not be attracted if he's fully perfect won't be attracted by impersonalism, won't be attracted by Maya. Practical examples are there. Devotees who are not sidetracked.
So here again, it's still that, okay, they lost all these other desires. They became very much purified.
Yeah.
But still the Mayavadis don't accept that this desire for bhakti is transcendental. They say that this is also material desire.
Okay, but if we are saying bhakti is not, it's material means disconnected from God, personal, some selfish. But bhakti is the act when we are serving the Lord.
One addition. I mean, we don't have a concept of material desire, spiritual desire.
Desire. Okay.
They say that this is desire.
So we have to educate them that the jiva's natural state is to be serving the Lord. And so when we come to that state, it's coming back home to our normal state. When I'm sick, I want to come to good health. That's my normal state. I want to come back to my normal state. And you have to educate. They don't accept. You have to educate them. What can you do? You can't make up someone who's pretending to sleep. But if they're seeking, they'll get good arguments.
I may add
add this. Yes, supporting the.
So there is also this whole argument is also self-defeating from Mayavadis, because they are saying that all this desire for bhakti, all desires should be negated. But at the same time they contradict themselves by having desire for mukti, and they say that no, this is not, this is alright, because this is taking us to the desirelessness state of being. But we don't see the desirelessness state of being. We see that people have desire, who are practicing, and even so those who are apparently perfected by their own claims, calling each other Narayan, these people also, they have desire to establish their mata and become famous in that way. This is practically, even if they are saying that ultimate level is desirelessness, they are self-defeating, because they don't have this concept of material versus spiritual desire, which devotees have. This is the point.
Yeah. Yes. Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.